ladies. I'm super excited that you're here. I'm gonna pull up a little presentation here for you. Oh, I guess I have to share my screen first. Hold tight. User errors. Okay. All right, you guys can see it?
Yep.
Yay! Perfect. All right, so I'm just going to introduce myself super quick. My name is Michelle Rose. I am a certified exercise physiologist, nutrition coach, functional health coach. And Meredith, you guys know Meredith, but she'll talk about herself in a little bit. Meredith and we met through a mutual friend. One of her best friends was one of my really good friends that I went to high school with her. And that's how we got connected. And we've been really good friends for a lot of years. We work together on a lot of things. We work really well together. We like to kind of geek out on things and just the knowledge of the human body and how it functions in a healthy way is something that we're both really passionate about. So we're excited that you are here and you've committed some time to learn a little bit about it yourself. I do want to let you guys know we are going to be talking about some products that we are affiliated with. We do earn a commission off of them. If you do so decide to purchase, we do get that commission off of it. If you do not, there's some really incredible knowledge and information that we're going to be sharing regardless. And that's why we want you to be here, because what we have to share can help change the game for you. Okay. So a little bit more about me. You can see kind of where I was a handful of years ago, where I am today. I was riddled in cystic acne. And so you can see kind of what was going on in my life. And I kind of feel like that picture, like a picture's worth 1,000 words kind of situation. Like it really tells the story of how I felt, like kind of numb, lost, miserable, just not happy with who I was. So I actually was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder when I was 15, and it's a digestion disorder. So if you have ever experienced any kind of bloating, cramping, indigestion, all kinds of irregular bowels, like constipation, loose bowel movements, like you name it, I have been there. I actually used to have a heating pad that went all over the house with me. I always knew where it was because I would end up in such severe pain almost every day that I just had to lay, sometimes cry, with a heating pad over me, popping all of the ibuprofen pain meds that I could. Like water literally made my stomach hurt. And so it was really hard for me to eat, but that wasn't the only thing. I had spent so many years dealing with various other things like mood issues, depression, anxiety. I hit a point where the thought of leaving the house made me have a panic attack. So many like dark, hard days where the last thing I wanted to do was get out of bed. Sometimes I just didn't. I was completely 100% addicted to sugar. It consumed all of my thoughts. Every meal had some kind of like treat side to it. I always snuck it in there so it could satisfy that sweet craving. I had horrible insomnia. I hit this point where like I basically wasn't sleeping at all, tossing and turning for hours. I actually was on a medication to help me sleep. And if I didn't have that, panic attack, by the way, I was horrifically exhausted. Caffeine couldn't touch my exhaustion. It was like I was dragging through the mud. And so my rock bottom was 8 years ago. I was a brand new mom, and I spent almost all of my days on the couch. I can tell you still to this day what we watched from 9 a.m. to about 3 p.m. every day. Me, while I was like nursing my baby or she slept or whatever. That was not my life. I told you guys a little bit. I'm an exercise physiologist. Like I'm an athlete. I've been a runner my entire life. I was a collegiate runner. That was not me. I actually hate watching TV, you guys. I never do anymore. And so the fact that that was our days was like told you how bad I was. I am a dreamer, I'm a doer, I'm a goer. I don't like to sit still. I want to get shit done. And so I said, I'm done. This is not the dream of being a mom that I wanted. This is not the life I want to give my daughter. This is not the wife I want to show up for my husband. But at the end of the day, it's not what I want. I don't want to feel like this. And I said, I'm done. One of my good friends, unfortunately, was also dealing with some digestion things. And she started talking to me about gut health. And I was like, wow, that sounds really cool. Tell me more. And I'm a researcher, science nerd, and I dug down the rabbit hole and I was just like, literally everything that I was experiencing was like gut health, gut health, gut health, gut health. And I was like, oh, so if I get my gut in check, which clearly I had gut issues, we know that I have an autoimmune digestion disorder, all of these things could be better. And for the first time in so stinking long, I was like, I can feel good. What? Like I had hope that life could be better, that I could actually feel good. And my nightmare that I was crying myself to sleep with every night of, I don't know if I'm going to be here in 10 years for my baby, all of a sudden started to vanish. And so I dove down the rabbit hole. Not only did I research, but then I like, hey, what is this? And 7.5 years later, I'm sitting in front of you, like the other picture. I completely 180'd all of it. I am very close to being in remission of my autoimmune disorder naturally. I haven't taken a single med. I was on over 10 meds. I haven't taken a single med in probably at least 5 years. And I'm not like literally nothing, not even a painkiller, not an allergy med, nothing. And I lived off of them, you guys. Like I feel incredible. I actually am that person that's like going all day. That is me now. I am back to that. And I have the energy to do it. I'm excited. I'm the yes mom. I'm not the no mom. I'm not the don't touch me wife. I am happy. And that's what I want for you guys. That's why we called you here. So that's a snippet about me. I'm going to let Meridtih share her story a little bit, and then we'll dive in deeper.
Well, it's so fun to see all you guys in a different element because it's, always in the clinic. So this is kind of really fun. So you all know quite a bit about me. I think you all know that I have 3 children and that my life is super crazy. But my journey really started back. I mean, honestly, when I think back in college, but I really didn't start seeking solutions until my oldest Ryder was born. Because when he was about a year old, I remember vividly coming down the stairs with him on a Saturday, because it was just me and him on Saturday, and setting him on the floor. And I didn't even have the energy to sit on the floor with him and play. I laid on the couch and kind of one arm played with him and interacted with him because I was just so exhausted. Like I couldn't even sit on the floor. I needed to lay down. And that was when I was like, okay, enough is enough. Like this is not the mom that I want to be. And so I went to my doctor and she's like, oh, well, all of your labs are normal. So, okay, goodbye. You have a child. That's probably the problem. And I'm like, he sleeps all night long. Like, that's not my problem. And so I was fed up with that. And so I went and saw a naturopath, and that's where I was first introduced to the idea of gut health. And she started talking to me about candida and things that I had never heard those words before. And so she put me on some supplements that honestly, they were pretty good. I felt probably about 50% better on them after 6 months. Like, I legit was like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. My stomach feels a little bit better. I have maybe a little bit more energy. But to be honest, the supplements she had me on were super difficult to get. I tried finding them on Amazon. It was way more expensive on Amazon, and they were already expensive. And so I really could only get them from their office. But the times that I could get to their office didn't really work with my clinic hours. You all know I'm in the clinic really late, so that didn't work out so well. And so when Michelle was posting about these supplements, I was just like, okay, what do I have to lose? And so I ordered them and I started taking them. And I'm not kidding you that within 30 days, I noticed an even more difference from where I had been on the other supplements I was taking. And it was night and day different. And then I found out I was pregnant, and my pregnancy with my daughter was way different than my first pregnancy. And then this last pregnancy was even better than my second pregnancy because my body was just in an even better place going into the pregnancy. So I had like no problems with this last pregnancy, whatsoever. I didn't even have the carpal tunnel that I've had with my other pregnancies. But if it wasn't for these supplements and the life-giving energy that they've given me, I wouldn't be able to run the clinic, have 3 children, go to school, coach gymnastics. What else do I do? I do all of the things, right? And it's because I have all of the energy to do all of the things at this point. But not only that, my stomach doesn't hurt like it did before. And I didn't really know that my stomach hurt so bad until it stopped hurting so bad. Um, I can get through a run and I can exercise without having to clear my sinuses, because that was another problem I was having. I was having chronic sinus infections. Not that I've done it with any of you, but I definitely worked through the clinic with a 101-degree fever on multiple occasions prior to these supplements because I just had sinus infections all the time. So, just pop some Tylenol. It'll be okay. That's how I lived for a long time. I haven't been there. I haven't been there at all. And I still see changes over time. Like I've been on these supplements for about 5.5 years now. And I continuously see, maybe it's 6 years now, Michelle, holy cow. But I continuously see things that are different and like changes over time. And you can see from this picture, like I've had, bad acne problems my whole life. And what the picture on the left doesn't show is I've also had a history of like rosacea issues on my face, which is a hormonally driven process for me. And when I was younger, I took tetracycline for it because it started when I hit puberty and it came back with a vengeance with my pregnancies. And the only thing I've done for it is take these supplements and use these products. And so it's, masks saved me for a little while in the clinic. I'm going to be honest, because nobody could see how awful my face was. But it's been really nice not having to worry about that or trying to cover it up with makeup, which would just make my face more itchy or things like that. So I can't even begin to count the ways that these products have given me my life back and giving me more life and the ability to achieve my goals more than anything. But they've also helped my family and my kids. My kids had 0 sick days last year from school. 0. Because they also take the kids line of products because gut health is so important for your immune system. So it's not just me that's benefiting in our family, but it's my kids also. So that's a little bit about my story. You guys know me pretty well at this point, so I don't feel like I need to tell you much more than that, but I'm an open book. But this is the doctor who said this quote is one of my favorite doctors on this planet. He is an MD, but he's also gone the direction of functional and natural medicine. But he speaks a lot of truth. And he says the body is one integrated system, not a collection of organs divided up by medical specialties. The medicine of the future connects everything. And I know a lot of you're a whole person and you all have a lot of different things going on, and you see one provider for this, you see me for your physical body, you see the endocrinologist for those things, you see a psychiatrist for any psychological issues, you see orthopedic specialists, you see nerve specialists, you see everybody, but nobody talks to each other. Our system is quite broken. And we don't have a lot of providers like Dr. Hyman who really help look at you as a whole person and put the puzzle back together again. So you get thrown on meds for this, meds for that, meds for that. And then the meds for this counteract with the meds for that. So then they have to give you more of the meds for this. And then now you have to take more of the meds for that. And your doses just keep upping over time. And it's not that they're ill-intentioned. It's just the education that they have and what they know and how the system is built. And it's really unfortunate because there's just not enough education on the whole person healthcare, looking at all the systems and how they work together to really get to the root cause of things. Quick, short example, my stepmom had horrible vomiting issues for a while, and she'd had all of these scopes in her body looking at everything. Turns out she was having massive headaches, and nobody thought to look at her head or anything like that as a cause for this, what they were calling cyclical vomiting syndrome. So it was it's nobody talks to each other. Nobody went from like, oh, well, what other symptoms do you have? And, it just prevented her from being able to move on. All right. So how do these products and how does all of this work to get to the root of your gut issues? The first thing is you need to clean up your gut microbiome. If you don't know about the gut microbiome, it is trillions upon trillions of bacteria that live within your digestive tract. There are more bacteria. What's that quote, Michelle? There's more bacteria in your digestive tract than people on the planet, or
Oh, well, it's like your microbiome is like it's 10 to 1 of your cells. I know that.
okay, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. You have far more bacteria in you than you have cells in your body. So, and if you don't know, because you're not a science nerd like me, Michelle, or Vienna, cells are really small. Cells are very, very small. And so you have a lot of them in your body. But you also need to improve your hormonal balance, starting with insulin. Insulin is the master hormone in your body. It drives all other hormonal processes. And 88%, so almost 90% of the population has insulin resistance, meaning I'm not talking diabetes, right? Diabetes is the disease process that goes from insulin resistance all the way to the other end. I'm just talking about your body is producing insulin and your body is then not responding to it. So then what happens is your body produces more insulin to try to make you respond to it. And it becomes this vicious cycle, and you end up having all of these other issues as a result. And then the last step is to decrease the chronic amount of inflammation in your body. One of the biggest factors I see for my patients in the clinic, and for some of you, is that part of the reason issues persist long term is not because you're doing something wrong. It's just because you have inflammation just generally through your body, which can make everything hurt. It can make you have more joint pain. It can make pain spread a lot more. It can make it take a lot longer for your body to respond to the treatments we're doing and the things that you're trying to do to make yourself feel better. But because you have chronic inflammation, things can't calm down appropriately because your body's working in hyperdrive constantly. So other factors that can greatly affect your health outcomes: nutrition and food. This is a big one, you guys. What you put in is what you get out. So if you don't eat good in, so if you don't have good stuff going in, you can't expect your body to function well. You wouldn't put regular gasoline in a Ferrari, I'm pretty sure, because it would probably ruin the engine. So why would you put McDonald's every day or pre-packaged whatever every day into your body and expect your body to perform really well? You guys are all doing really great on working on the movement and exercise piece. That's what what we talk about a lot in the clinic. And that's what I'm there to help for in the clinic, is to help those things go a lot better. Sleep quality and quantity is uber, uber, uber important. It's even important for your pain to improve. If you are not getting consistently 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night, you can't heal. Your body heals at night. And so that's the first step. And then if you're not waking feeling rested after that 7 to 9 hours, we have something else going on, because all of the research shows that 7 to 9 hours is what you need. So if you're not feeling rested, you're tossing and turning all night, your brain's too alert and active, you need too much sleep. That's another problem, because that means you're not getting good quality sleep. So your body says, oh, I need more of this. So there's all of the different things. And I am happy. I have like a whole list. If you're interested in the clinic, I have a whole list of things you can do to improve your sleep quality. The biggest one is making sure that your bedtime and wake times are pretty consistent every day. Stress, internal, external. Stress is like a silent killer, or it can be, when you're always focusing on, or when your body's always working hard under stressful conditions, it can't relax. I'm sure everybody's heard of fight or flight and rest and digest. Those are the two big states. Now there's a whole nother one, but those are the two big main ones, right? And so when you're chronically stressed, your body is always functioning in fight or flight mode. which fight or flight mode is like, oh, there's a bear coming at me. I need to run away from the bear, and I need to have all of my other systems shut down so I can run away from the bear. That's what flight or flight mode is designed for. It's not designed to be a constant state that our bodies are living in. But rest and digest, that's when everything gets to relax and process. And this is also where good sleep comes in, is because your body needs that time to rest and digest and calm down and move on to that next step. And stress can be chronic and stress can be intense, but in short bursts. But the thing about stress is if it's frequent bouts of intense short bursts, it's not always easy for our bodies to come down from that before that next stressful event. So learning how to manage your stress when you have it, whether it's chronic or whether it's an instance of like work is really stressful right now, is super important. I talk a lot about mindfulness, breathing, meditation, prayer, whatever works best for you, but learning how to turn off your brain and calm down is really important. And that also feeds into our emotions and our thoughts. And fun fact about our emotions and our thoughts is that 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in your digestive tract. So if your digestive tract is out of whack, you're not going to produce enough serotonin, which is going to throw off a chemical imbalance in your brain. But I'm going to let Michelle talk a little bit more about the gut-brain connection and all of the things. So.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about why you need to support your body through supplementation. So why supplements? So I'm going to kind of go over these. I don't necessarily, you can read them, but I'm going to kind of talk a little bit general about it. So we are living very busy lives. Americans are kind of always on the go. We're always just kind of grabbing things, eating on the go, right? Are we getting the best nutrition out of a fast food, or even like, it doesn't even need to be fast food. If it's a grab and go item, how long ago did they make that? How long has it been sitting there? Do you really think it's going to be the highest, best quality for you? No, there's a reason it's grab and go, right? So we're living these busy lives where we're not getting the best foods. Also in this day and age, our food is the nutrients inside it is about 40 to 50% of what it was like 40 years ago. So our food is just, the nutrients in it is much less. And part of that soil depletion, farming practices, there's a lot of toxins in our air. We're putting pesticides on top of everything. Like there is no way to stay away from toxins in our lives. It's just not possible. And our food is as exposed to it as we are. It's outside too, trying to grow, right? And so it is not absorbing as much. Also, all of the like GMO situation, all of that is just reducing what is in our food. It has shown that it is essential to supplement now because we cannot get what we need from food alone. You can have the most perfect diet. You can grow your own food, all organic, fertilize it, everything you want, and it will still not have the nutrients that you need to survive. They're called essential nutrients for a reason. Your body essentially needs them to be healthy. Okay. So that's kind of like 90% of us have a vitamin or mineral deficiency. There are about 10 different vitamins and minerals that are shown to be like, basically everyone's deficient in them. One of those is vitamin D, and that's not a big surprise. We spend our days inside too much. Also, we all live in the Pacific Northwest. We can't synthesize vitamin D 6 months out of the year where we live. Fun fact. So you have to supplement from October to March, because you can stand outside butt naked and nothing again happen. So don't do it. Your neighbors will thank you. Okay. Also, our diets, way back when they were like super into kimchi and sauerkraut, and they would ferment their foods. They had to make their foods. They didn't just go to the store and buy all of them, right? Those foods that were really high in probiotics, rich in nutrients, we don't make. And the stuff at the store is not what you need. The sauerkraut and the pickles on the shelf, sorry, sister, they're not the good ones. So we are all about simplification. We live these busy, crazy lives. Complexity does not work. If I told you that you need to do 15 different things every morning, every afternoon, and every night, you're going to be like, That ain't ever going to happen. I'm not going to stick to it. I'll give you one day and then we're done ski. Okay. So simplicity is so, so, so important. And that's kind of what we live. Something as simple as parking your car further away and walking, taking the stairs versus the elevator. Those are simple things that you can easily work into your life, and not, you don't have to go to the gym and pound it out for 2 hours. So we use supplementation in a very simple and effective way, so it sticks. Has anyone seen Meredith walking around with a pink drink? Any kind of drink?
I'm sure most of you have.
Just not noticing, maybe.
Yeah. My shaker bottle is always with me, it's got something pink in it. So
you can't see in mine, but it's right here. Always. Okay, so I want to see in the chat, if you guys can see where the chat is. I want to know how many on this slide apply to you. You crave sugar and carbs, you're anxious or sad, you don't sleep well, your skin is wrecked, your stomach is always in knots, you have digestion issues, you can't focus, you struggle to lose weight or maintain weight, you're aching and in pain, you're needing more and more to manage your health. I'm going to tell you right now, all of them but one was me. And that's only because you can't struggle to lose weight and you can't struggle to gain weight. You can't really do that all at the same time. How many do you guys got? So there's a total of 10. I was 9.
I was 8.
You guys are blowing up the chat. Slow down. Do you guys see it? Hold up your fingers. Let's see it.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go. 7, 6, 5. Okay. You're not as bad as Meredith and I were. Kudos to you guys. All right, we're gonna do it again. There's only a couple on this one. Okay, you have vitamin and mineral deficiencies. You're always sick, basically. Your labs are off and you have no idea why. The doctors are like, I don't know, everything seems fine, but autoimmune conditions that keep getting worse, food sensitivities, and you have no energy to go through the day. Or you also struggle to gain muscle, build muscle. I was all of them. I was all 6.
I was 5.
I'm so glad.
3.5. 3.5.
I love it. Okay. Oh, something. I missed something. Okay. Wasn't there another slide? Did I miss a slide?
No, that's all I saw.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to talk us about the simple. I thought there was a slide that actually kind of talked a little bit more about the supplements. Apparently it's not there. So I'm going to Vanna White. Hold tight. Okay, when we talk about simplicity, I'm going to stop sharing for a hot second because I like to Vanna White and you guys can see me better here. So when we're talking about simple solutions, the base of simplicity is what is super important here. Okay. So when it comes to the 3 main things we were looking at, blood sugar, gut health, inflammation, we like to use what we refer to as the triplex. So it comes in 3 different pieces of the puzzle. You get a stick called a pink drink. That is referring to the pink drink. And what that does, you just pour it in your water. Yeah, I see someone drinking over there. You shake it up and you drink it. Doesn't, like, if you're already drinking, it takes like 5 seconds to do that. And you just literally walk and do this. No big deal. You can burn a few extra calories too, right? So that the main thing that's going to do help balance your blood sugar. And we just talked about how incredibly important that is. So I'm not going to dive necessarily into that. But it's also going to support good, healthy gut bacteria and that kind of stuff. All of this helps reduce inflammation. The 3 are interlinked together. You can't really do one without working on all 3. And that's what's super important. Like talking about the integrative system, you need to work on all of it at the same time. So we have our fun little drink. And then we have a couple capsules. So we have 2 different capsule bottles. You're going to take just you pop a couple capsules before you go to bed. You brush your teeth, you pop a couple capsules, you're done. Like, How easy does that get? If you're already taking some kind of medication or supplement, done. It's the same thing. Okay. So the capsules, there's two different ones. One of them is a probiotic, but it's a 3-in-1. So it's a probiotic, digestive enzymes. Most people kind of know about digestive enzymes. Most people don't actually use them though, but they help break down your food, which is really important so you can absorb them. They also can help break down various different toxins. Ours has an antifungal in it. That's the kind of the third thing, but it can break down those like not so good things that are inside of you so we can get rid of them as well. If they don't get broken down, they're going to hang out, and that's not where they're supposed to be, right? So it, like I said, it also has an antifungal, so that's number 3. So it helps get rid of mainly what is called a yeast overgrowth. It's called candida. If you don't know what it is, long story short, you have yeast to break down your body when you die. So you're supposed to have it. It helps decompose your body. You're supposed to have a very, very low level of it. Pretty much every American has way too high of levels because our American diet feeds everything we do feeds it, guys. Everything. And so if you know why you have it to begin with, if you think about having too much while you're alive, it basically is killing you, to be honest, straight up. So we help get rid of that. And the really important thing here is, I know Meredith and I were both on a whole bunch of different probiotics before we started with this. I tried almost every month there was a new one. I was going to like the specialty stores and buying the best they could. And I was like, all right, what we got next month? I was spending so much money on probiotics. And you guys know I needed them because I had gut issues to the max. I kept buying new ones because they weren't working. I didn't feel any change whatsoever. And the biggest reason of that is if you're not getting rid of the crap that's in there, your probiotics aren't going to do anything. They can't absorb. And so that's why this one is so beautiful, because it breaks down all of that stuff so you can actually absorb it and utilize it. You basically need to do kind of like a cleanse. And I'm not talking sitting on the toilet all day for multiple days. That's not the cleanse we do around here. You guys know what I'm talking about. We need to get rid of the stuff in there and then bring in the good things. Okay. And then we bring in our other capsule, and that's going to help regulate your digestive system, help flush out those toxins that we're talking about, not the cleanse situation. And support your body in healing and balancing. So we're really focusing on the gut with the capsules. That's like a huge, huge, huge support system for them. So we support all 3 in the most simplistic, I don't have the other one here, but the most simple, easy system that I think has ever been created. And it's effective, it's affordable, it's literally everything that I could have ever asked for. And it knocks it out of the park. Okay, so that was my Vanna White. That was some supplements real quick. I'm going to share my screen to kind of cap this off if I can figure out. Okay, hold on tight. Oops.
I'm also just going to add real quick that the capsules are not huge. They're not like horse pills. If you've ever taken vitamins and stuff and you're trying to chug down these like horse pills, like there's none of that with this. They don't have any flavor, no weird aftertastes or anything like that. It's been super easy to add in.
Yes, they're very normal sized capsules, and they're capsules, not the horse pills. The horse pills are those big chunky ones that get stuck and you're just like, yeah, not fun. Okay, so I want to talk about this super quick. So you aren't going to get started to fail, right? If you want to change, you need to be, I'm like an all-in kind of person, if you can't tell. And so we want you to have success. And part of that is the buddy system. We run on the buddy system around here. And a buddy is super important. So one buddy, research shows that having a buddy, accountability partner, however you want to call it, a bestie, increases your success of whatever you're doing by 60%. That's huge. We have done research that when you have 3 buddies, you have 90% chance of success. And to me, 90% is basically 100. Like that's an A, guys. I'm star student at that point. And that's what we want for you. So we see how important it is to have a buddy, and we reward you for doing that basically. So you can look on here real quick and see that you grab a buddy, you get a $35 referral bonus. You grab 3 buddies, which is like, yes, please, knocking out a park, home run, you get $300 back. And we use that $300. You can use it for whatever you want. But for us, like the thought process is your products are paid for. So you don't have to worry about like, if you don't have an extra expense, sweet. We also are always like, oh, well, there's so many ways for us to take money that you're already spending and just move it a different way. Like instead of the $5 coffees, like that's all you need. We got you. So we want to share that because we want you to bring a buddy in or 3 and knock it out of the park, home run, and have success. Okay, so next step. How do we do this? So Meredith, do you want to drop in the chat?
Oh,
I didn't change it on here.
I don't think I have it typed out. No, I'm sorry.
mysite.plexusworldwide.com/.
That's right.
So some steps real quick. Meredith's going to drop a link in the chat. So you guys don't have to type this out. If you can just grab it from the chat, she can also email it out afterwards. So you guys can grab it there. But if you go to the website, that
didn't work.
There's also a way to do it as join, and I don't remember exactly what it is. If you click on join and go through a couple little, just click a couple little things that you have to click, you'll take this simple little quiz. And that quiz will recommend a starter pack. One of them will definitely be like kind of what I was Vanna Whiting you, which is called the triplex. We have a couple different add-ons you can do from there. If you're like, I like simple, I like this 3 thing, cool. If you want to add a few things, we can do that. You're also welcome to get in touch with myself or Meredith. If you're wanting a little bit more customized pack, we can help with that too. So you pop in there, we have a promo code, September 10. It should be automatic. You can type that into Meredith. Should be automatically applied. I know how tech works though. So just an FYI, it's September 10. That's actually going to give you 10% off your order, which is like a really incredible savings. So that can help you get started today. We coach one-on-one. And then we also support with community coaching. We have community coaching every Monday. And then we're always like being in touch with you. We either do Zooms or video call or regular calls if you need some additional support. So we're going to support you there. And then from that, we want you to think of those 3 people and invite them. Just shoot them a message and say, hey, I'm trying this new health thing because I really, really need to feel better. And I thought this would be something that you would benefit from as well. And then they can literally just take the quiz as well. And all they need is your phone number. You plug your phone number in, and then they'll be linked to you as your referral, and you'll have a buddy or 2 or 3. Even better, right? So that's all we have. We'll open up for questions real quick. Does anyone have any questions for Meredith or I?
I dropped my phone number there, so please text me if you have specific questions. That's totally fine. You don't have to email me. I mean, you can if you would rather email me, but you can also text me.
If anybody has questions, you're welcome to unmute and just ask them too. We won't bite. I feel like Tiffany's typing something to us. No.
No.
I just put the link, sorry.
Good. All right, awesome. Okay, it doesn't look like anybody has questions. Like grab Meredith's phone number, make sure you have that. If you have any, she can pretty much, she's a rock star. I think you guys know that. I can always loop in and help answer anything as well. Like I told you, we work well together, and you'll be hearing from me regardless if you do decide to get started with us today.
And also that promo code's only good through tomorrow, right?
Yes, yes,
So
that
just
is
if you want to take
that
a discount.
10% off. You guys like super lucked out that Meredith decided to do this today because they randomly, I didn't even know. I am like super insider with our company. I'm one of our top leaders, and I didn't even know it was coming. I woke up this morning like, oh, it's Christmas. Yay. So you're welcome for that. Extra discount I'm always for. I'm super, super frugal. My husband loves hearing about how the $2 I saved when I went grocery shopping. True story. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to hearing how incredible your life starts to be pretty soon.